Welcome back to Talking Swift. My name is Meggles,
And I'm Ruby.
and this is recorded August 24th, 2026. We unfortunately don't have Jess today, so we're just going to be doing the news updates, which for nothing happening, there's actually quite a lot of
For
news.
nothing happening, there's a lot happening.
Yeah, because nothing happened. We were wrong again.
I have seen people's theories that there's still time for like an August drop or whatever. There's still like a timeline. And I'm like, guys, we need to just.
There's only a week left of August. And Jess messaged us after that date, the previous date passed. I forget what it was, like the 12th. I think it was the 12th. After that date passed, she messaged us and was like, now I'm planning for the 22nd.
Yeah. Or wasn't it the 24th? Like, wasn't it today that she was applying for? Because 12 times 2, it was like 12 2.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it was today. I don't know.
I saw people calling for the 28th. I
I
forget
know
why,
people were
but
planning for today, and we'll talk about why people were planning for today later in this episode. But yeah, so far nothing. So wait, people are planning for the 28th?
yeah, I don't remember why, but I saw people clowning for the 28th.
We have no
I'm just along
idea.
for the ride.
Yeah.
Y'all know I hung my clown costume up. I can't do it anymore. Just let it happen. We'll see.
Also, in the last episode, Jess was talking about how Taylor was probably gonna be in the Nashville Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And she was, like, right after that episode.
Wasn't it like the Songwriters Hall of Fame in Nashville or something? Like their
Mhm.
version of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. And she became the youngest artist in history to receive the honor. So she wrote a letter following her induction into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. She said, from the time I started writing songs as a child, I fixated on Nashville as the perfect place to be. I wanted to learn with and from the best and get to immerse myself in a community of storytellers. And thankfully, Nashville turned out to be exactly what I dreamed of, a town that validated and prioritized hard work, determination, and imagination, where the writers show up to work every day, even when the mysterious muses and the magic don't. To be honored by the city I love so much is a beautiful thing, and I'm very grateful. Then we had Travis speaking for football, like they were doing a press conference or something like that. And he mentioned Taylor as his wife. So Swifties were spiraling over that because that was the first time we've actually heard him refer to her as his wife.
Oh, was this when he was talking about that it was his dream to get married at MSG?
Yes.
It was like
MSG,
all the
that's right.
haters judging her for picking the venue, and it was literally Travis's dream, childhood dream to get married there. That's all I remember.
Oh, he said the wedding was the best night of his life.
Adorable.
It better
I was gonna
be.
say, honestly, how could it not be?
And then there were a couple things with I Knew It, I Knew You. First of all, there were vinyls released.
Did they get
Um,
restocked? Because I thought they dropped a little while ago.
I don't think so.
I saw people
I think this
opening
was
them, and then I was like, man, I wish I had actually looked at them, because then I would have bought them, but I don't understand buying a vinyl for one song. But then I saw what they looked like with the hat and stuff, and I was like, that's so cool. I wish I got one.
I don't know, but this was a week ago.
Hmm.
Maybe it's a different vinyl. It's the collectible 2 LP picture disc vinyl.
Maybe that is a different one. I think the ones that I saw was Jesse's hat and the sheriff badge for Woody. So these are different. So
Okay,
these are
so these are
yeah, because they were separate. It wasn't like a 2 disc one.
oh, because this is a hat.
Yeah, that would be Woody's hat. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Woody's hat and then Buzz.
So the other one was
Okay.
the red hat for Jesse, and then
Mhm.
had Woody's sheriff star thing, but they were separately sold. I'm pretty sure they weren't a 2 disc bundle either. They were like separate. Pretty sure.
And then I Knew It, I Knew You by Taylor Swift has advanced to the second ballot for single of the year at the 2026 CMA Awards, according to the Tennessean. And then there were Taylor sightings, and she cut her hair.
I'm stressed. It makes me feel like something is coming. You know?
We know something's coming, we just don't know when. And it could be this month, it could be next year, it could be a year from now, because she does like to start egging things way in advance. But yeah, she got her hair cut. It is now just a little below her shoulders. And she also was in a lilac dress that has flowers, which we've been saying lilac for a while. But the other interesting thing about where she was spotted first with the haircut is that it was in London, and it was exactly the same location that we saw her 2 years before we saw her. Exactly 2 years. So, like, on the day. And it was when we saw her 2 years ago, she was in her plaid outfit, which Life of a Showgirl ended up being released on Plaid Day.
And I think, was this like one of the first? I feel like this was one of the first plaid, if not the first
Yeah.
plaid outfit that we got from her.
Yes.
And it's in the color scheme of the show. It's like the green and orange as
Yeah.
well. And it's in front of the
Mhm.
fire exit. I don't know if you mentioned that part. Because she had like the fire exits were a big part of the showgirl promo and
Mhm.
stuff too.
The exit signs.
And 2 years apart, and this is now the second time that she's done this photo shoot, and all the twos are twoing again. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Also, I realized the difference in the vinyls. The 2 LP thing that just dropped, that was a whole soundtrack for the entire Toy Story 5 movie. The ones that I was thinking of were like just the vinyls with just her single on it for Taylor's website. These are
Oh,
from
okay.
Disney, so it's like the soundtrack for the entire movie. The ones that she released with
Mhm.
the images I was describing were the ones where it's like just her single on it from her website. So that's the difference. And
Okay.
those are still available for pre-order currently. I did just check. So if you do want one, anybody listening?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm stressed about this purple flower. Fire Prevention Day is the same day as, I think it's National Egg Day. Is the same day, and it's like October 9th, I believe. So people are clowning for that day because in the letter with her master, she mentions the remaining Taylor's version stuff to like hatch when the time is right to hatch like an egg.
That would be interesting. And we still don't know about, because we got the leaks from Target about the like 20 years of Taylor. So it's like we know that they exist. So like, when are they coming? When are they
And all the
coming?
vinyls in the warehouse. It was like
Yes.
250,000 vinyls just sitting in there.
So we know something is coming soon. We just keep getting the dates wrong.
Also, like, people think that the floral stuff is for TS13 because she always ends her previous album leading into the next album, and she literally ends Showgirl with "Thank you for the lovely bouquet." So people think TS13 is gonna have to do with flowers and stuff, which is why people are thinking all the floral she's been
Yeah.
wearing is for 13th album.
Flowers and lilac.
And I'm kind of like, it's 2026. 13 times 2 is 26. I feel like she may want to release her 13th album with the numerical 13 times 2, with all the twos. I don't know. I'm stressed either way, but I'm ready for whatever she gives us or doesn't give us, even if it's just wedding photos, maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe Jess is right and she's saving the wedding photos for the album
I have
cover
seen people
of
saying that. Mhm.
13.
I've also seen people theorizing that clips of her wedding videos she could do like a Wishlist music video, like clips from the wedding or something. or use it as a music video for, like, something off her next album either.
That's something I did not put in the news because it's not confirmed or anything, but there have been rumors going around that she's working on a music video for Actually Romantic.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Which is a bit wild.
Maybe she'll save some wedding clips for something. TS13's obviously gonna have at least one love song on it. At least one.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know where anybody got those rumors or whatever. I know that they saw her have a meeting with Dakota Johnson and people were speculating that she was gonna be in that music video. But I don't know like exactly where else they got like where else they grabbed that where they jumped from that to that, you
yeah, like
know?
them meeting up
Um
to a music video.
'Cause they're
Yeah.
'cause they are friends, so I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know if there's anything reputable about that, but yeah, that also is in the speculation of the Swiftyverse, so we'll have to see, I guess. She was also spotted at a wedding in London, and her dress is also florals. There are actually quite a few pictures of her from this wedding.
It's interesting, she does pair the florals with black quite a bit too. I've noticed she's in
Mhm.
quite a few black with flowers. Like, it hasn't just been the lavender with flowers. Like, I think it was the Songwriting Hall of Fame induction. She wore like that black dress with the flowers. And I swear I've seen like one or two other times where she did that too. And I'm like, what's
Mhm.
with the black? Don't get me excited. Don't. Why you playing like that? Ugh.
But also because of the flowers, people did note that World Flower Day is March 20th, but it's World Flower Day as in like baking flour, not like flowers. But Taylor does love puns, so and then she was also spotted in Flora with the black, like Ruby was saying.
Yeah, I feel like she does it quite a bit.
Yeah, for the Emmy event, so but she's not the only one that's egging the flowers because Travis has been spotted in a lot of floral recently.
I saw people joking that she was gonna release a third version of 1989 for Travis because it's his favorite album because her glasses in this Emmy event photo look really reminiscent of that era, like the 1989 or something. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh my god, that would be really funny. Everyone's like, TS13, Rap TV, debut TV, and she's just like, 1989 Travis version or something. Like,
again.
hilarious.
Yes, and the red lip
Like, it's
too.
very I don't know. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
It would be pretty funny. Yeah, and his shirt, like, I can't tell if it's black or, like, a dark green background with the flowers. Like, I can't tell if
I
it's the
think it's dark
lighting.
green.
It does look more
Mhm.
dark green. But still, dark green and black are very, reminiscent of a certain album. I don't know. They're not getting me. I'm not falling for it. And I'm just gonna wake up one morning and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it dropped."
And then Taylor Nation posted on Showgirl's announcement anniversary, saying 12 months ago the world shimmered orange and mint green as TS The Life of a Showgirl took center stage with the heart and then a flame emoji. And then they also posted about the VMAs. As legend has it, Taylor is nominated for 9 VMAs. It's double day. Vote for a showgirl in these fan voted categories. I have not been. I always forget about these
I
things.
did not realize we were doing
Um,
this already. I will be voting now that I know.
I will try. Yeah, I'll try to pay attention.
We've been slacking on the fan voting awards, I feel like, in the
Yeah,
past year or so. Like, we have not been doing her good. We've been slacking. So
yeah.
all of us collectively, Swifties, we need to be voting.
I keep forgetting. But
Like, I
yeah.
heard she got kinda snubbed at the Emmys.
No, it was the
It
VMAs.
was this she got yeah.
We can go to that now because that makes sense after what we just said. We'll talk about the Emmy events in a little bit, but the VMAs, so she did get 9
Which I think
nominations
someone said she just needs to win 1 to become the most awarded VMA person is it just person?
ever.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that The Fate of Ophelia wasn't nominated for Song of the Year. It's also interesting because people have been pointing
I think, like,
out
Sabrina was not there.
that Sabrina
Ariana
wasn't
was
nominated.
not nominated.
Olivia wasn't nominated. Like none of the pop girlies were in the Song of the Year awards. And someone said that I don't know the song. I think it's Golden or something like that. But it's one that it's nominated again. So it's like, wait, it was already nominated last year and it's nominated again. I
Mm.
don't know the deal because I don't know the song, but that's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
But yeah, I remember, like, I saw the list and, yeah, like, a lot of the big pop girlies were not mentioned, which is weird because they all have been
They're
killing
all
it right
killing
now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not even just Taylor, but like
But also, like,
Sabrina.
objectively, The Fate of Ophelia broke so many records and topped so many charts. Like, how could it not be nominated? That seems crazy to me. It was a huge song, whether you like it or not. Like, it was
Yeah.
a big hit on the charts.
And it turned into a TikTok dance. Everyone was doing that.
Yeah, and it's like the music video for it got nominated for a bunch of stuff. Why wasn't the song
Yeah.
nominated? I don't know. Little
Yeah.
fishy.
It's very odd.
Yeah, I feel like they missed quite a few artists on that list, like, not even just Taylor. Like, cause
Mhm.
Tate wasn't on there either. I feel like Tate is also
I
still,
I'm
like,
not sure.
pretty big right now.
I don't think I recognize any of the
Yeah, I feel like I
songs.
saw the list and was like, "I don't know any of these." Oh, Sabrina is on there, but for her collab with Madonna.
Oh,
I do recognize a couple of these songs. One of them is the "Where's My Husband" song. That song is on there for Song of the Year, which it did blow up,
okay.
but that seems like a
Blew up.
weird choice. I do love Ray as an artist, don't get me wrong, but just like interesting. Zara Larson's Stateside remixed version with Pink Panthers is on there. Olivia Dean's Man I Need, Madonna and Sabrina's Bring Your Love collab, and then there's that Golden song by Huntrix, and then an Ella Langley song, Choosing Texas, and Swim by BTS. Those are the Song of the Year nominations. And I genuinely think I've heard like 2 of those. Like, I think I can tell you
Yeah,
how
I
like
think
2 of those go. I don't even think I've heard those other ones even existed.
I haven't heard the Sabrina and Madonna
I
one.
actually haven't either, except for maybe like a clip of them performing it up on my feed, but I haven't actually like listened to the song. The only one that I've
That's
actually
wild.
listened to is the Olivia Dean one. And I think I've heard the Stateside remix. And obviously, Where's My Husband? I don't think I've actually heard the full song of that though. I think I've literally just heard like little clips of that on TikTok.
I feel like "Man-Child" was a pretty big song,
100%.
because a lot of people were doing trend dances to that one.
Hmm.
I don't know, and there were a couple more on that album too that I feel like went pretty big.
And like people are saying "Hate That I Made You Love Me" by Ariana Grande is like weird to leave out because that one went like pretty big too. And like Olivia
Mm,
Rodrigo literally had a new album come out this year. I haven't heard it,
yeah,
but it was popping off.
I
I've heard
haven't
a lot
heard
of good things.
either.
Like people have been praising that album, so it's insane that not a single song
Mhm.
off that album made it either.
Yeah.
Olivia got snubbed with Song of the Year, Artist of the Year, and Video of the Year. She's not nominated in any of those. When she had a new album come out, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about, which is like kind of
Yeah, I've heard good things too. I don't
yeah,
know.
again, the fate of Ophelia not being nominated also feels like super I don't know. Because just objectively, charts and numbers wise, that song should have at least been nominated. I don't know.
She was nominated for Video of the Year, Artist of the Year, Best Pop, Best Direction, Best Art Direction, Best Editing, Best Choreography, Best Visual Effects, and Best Cinematography.
Are all of those, except for Artist of the Year and Best Pop, are those all for the Fate of Ophelia music video, minus those
I
couple?
think
But then the song didn't get nominated for Song of the Year.
that's crazy. That definitely feels like a snub.
Taylor is second most nominated artist for this year's VMAs. Madonna is actually the number one. She has 11 nominations this year.
What?
Yeah.
No shade to her, but that's
She
surprising.
did have her new album come out. I just
I
didn't
haven't heard
realize that it
anything.
was like that because I also haven't heard anything from it. So, but it did have Sabrina on it. So,
That's why I'm surprised too, because I haven't heard anything
yeah.
really.
I mean, go
Okay.
Madonna. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Quite a comeback for her career.
for sure. Okay. We have to mention that the White House tried to rage bait Taylor again after her removing all her sound from all the videos that they had used her sound in.
Wait, up to like 11
Um,
songs that she removed. I think I saw
yeah,
11.
I think so, because they decided to use "I Bet You Think About Me" as a sound and say, "I bet Taylor Swift thinks about me," which is very interesting that they did that.
So we have to because this is really funny. So in response to this happening, the official Democrats page posted a video of the screenshot of being like she removed the sound from the White House page and then used the sound and just put like a red kiss like caption, like a little red lips caption, and I'm like it came up on my feed naturally, and I literally just started laughing out loud because it's literally like a screenshot of it being like Taylor Swift just muted her song on the official White House TikTok. This marks her 11th song to be removed from the White House account to date. And then it's literally the Democrats' official verified page posting that screenshot with the sound, being like, we can still use it. So funny.
And this time it was removed very quickly. It was like within hours, within just a few hours.
Love that.
So,
And it's crazy because, like,
yep.
she doesn't think, like, you think, like, why are you obsessed with her?
Yeah. It's giving actually
Literally.
romantic. I'm
I'm like,
sorry.
Alexa, play actually romantic. God. I'm like, so
Ah.
weird. Like, what if you hate her so much? Why are you talking about her? Why are you using her song in the first place if you hate her?
See,
So
this is the
weird.
thing.
Like, I know it's to
This is the
rage
thing.
and like get
So,
a reaction. Like,
yes,
they've admitted it.
which I was about to say, because this is the thing. A lot of people really want Taylor to speak up, right? But the thing is, they want attention. That's why this her music keeps getting used, because it's not working and she's not giving them the attention they want. She's not making a statement.
Like I forget what artist it was, but I saw an artist saying about like don't use my sound whatever and like going after the White House, and the White House literally quote tweeted it and was like, "Oh, and this is the
Yeah.
reaction we wanted. You're giving us more attention and like that's what we wanted." And it's like they literally just admitted right there that that is literally the whole point of why they're using her sound and everything. It's like it's literally to get a reaction. They admitted it publicly.
Yeah.
Like that's literally their whole play.
So it's actually better in this case, I feel like, to take action instead of just words,
I
because the
agree.
words is what they want and the action just stops
Yeah,
it.
she's not bringing any attention to their page, which is what they want. Taylor's
Mhm.
silently removing it and giving them no extra attention.
Okay, and then just put this in that there's more Chewy stuff
Oh, it's so cute.
available on the Chewy website, which is the pet like items and stuff. So there's this lover guitar and a football. And then there's this speak
Say it's
now.
like the cat
Now?
enchanted dress.
Yeah, like the cat enchanted dress with a little mini guitar
And a wig.
and a wig, a blonde wig.
Hilarious. I wonder if it has bangs. It looks like it has bangs cut. I think that's what that little chunk on the
Yeah.
side.
Mhm.
So funny. Love it. Obsessed. If I had a pet, I would be buying it.
And then reportedly, MSG is looking for ways to mark the big event that Taylor's wedding was in memory type of thing. It was a really big event for them. And one of the things that they hinted at was keeping Taylor Swift's wedding dress on display at the venue as a tribute. I don't know how accurate it
My
is.
question is, do we think she would want to give up her wedding dress to be
Yeah.
on display like that and not like on display in her house or something? Like I know she gives up other outfits obviously for display, but her
Mhm.
wedding dress for Taylor that seems like I don't know
Yeah.
cuz she's been dreaming about this wedding her whole life. She's written about it and stuff. I don't know if she would
Mhm.
want to give her wedding dress up for display.
The insider reportedly said that no one's proposing a statue and that MSG has its own way of celebrating history. And the question is whether Taylor's wedding deserves a permanent place alongside the venue's most unforgettable moments. And a lot of people think it does. And they also mentioned that these are conversations, not commitments. But the fact that they're happening tells you everything about how significant the event was. So yeah. Oh, right. Okay. I saw the source claiming this, but I knew it was not reputable, so I didn't put that in the news. But then later this happened. So there was originally a claimed source saying that Taylor was excited to be away and looking forward to stepping back from the spotlight or something like that.
As she's literally actively Easter egging everywhere? Like, what do you mean? Sorry. Do you know Taylor? The workaholic?
But then a source went to People, which is one of our more trusted, like that's where Tree usually goes, People or Entertainment Tonight. The source said they're both just so excited that they're husband and wife now. Their relationship feels even more special. They're both always working, creating, or thinking about what comes next. And they love living life like this. They both feel really grateful for everything they have. They're very happy.
That
So
sounds
they both like to
Yeah, I
work.
was gonna say they're both always working, creating, and thinking about what comes next. That sounds more realistic than her taking a break from the spotlight. Their sentence sounds a lot more. So do people think that that source was Tree from People?
Yeah.
Okay, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like confirmed.
No, no. But usually the insider source mentioned by People or Entertainment Tonight, that's we usually assume that's Tree. Okay. So there's been a lot of clownery happening. Most of it has been pretty off pretty off base. So the Eras Tour dancers were all together and Jan posted a reel of them all together. So of course people are clowning about that. Apparently they were all together because they were at D23 because they performed at D23. So, yeah, that that made a lot of people spiral. But then a lot of other people are like, "But she's in London and they have palm trees, so they're obviously not in London somewhere." And then Taylor posted a story, which of course freaked Swifties out.
A little stressed.
That's a good way to scare Swifties if you see a new story on Taylor Swift's Instagram, but it was to shout out another artist.
I want to say it was Phoebe Bridgers
Yes. Yeah.
because I opened this story.
Yes. Okay. But Taylor loves to lift up other artists, so
So she tagged the post and said, "It's her birthday, but she gave us a gift. Haven't been able to stop listening. This album is an absolute triumph in every way. To write about grief with such vulnerability and detail, and to trust the listener with this much honesty. Happy birthday, Phoebe. I love you." And like linked the album.
And then someone pointed out that for the Opalite music video countdown, the 24 was missing. And then they also pointed out that with I Knew It, I Knew You for the countdown, the 8 is missing. So that's one reason that Swifties were clowning for today, 8/24.
I mean, the day's not over.
I mean,
So she
no,
has drops of at midnight. Or like right before
that's
midnight, you
true.
know? Not that I'm clowning specifically. I'm just saying, the day's not over. You never know.
That would be crazy. I was thinking about this when I was sorting the news last night. I was like, what if something does happen like while we're recording? We have to do
Oh my gosh,
breaking
that'd
news.
be insane.
That's so fun when that does happen though.
I know.
And then this TS popped up and everyone went nuts because it's green. It's a green TS. But some people did a little digging pretty quickly. It was not a TS that was trademarked by TAS Rights Management. But then people were freaking out because the Empire State Building went green. But then Jonathan Miller was pointing out that the Empire State Building is a clown, which is what I was saying too in one of the comments because people were using it as proof of something
Which I
happening.
swear they've posted
But
several times before, like clowning with us, that something was happening. Like, this
yes,
isn't the first time they've freaked
yeah.
out with us
Yeah,
online.
exactly, which is why I was pointing out that they're a clown, they're a Swiftie just like us. They're not a
Yeah.
source that something is happening. They just like to
Like, their
clown.
caption on that video was like, "What's happening?" with like question marks. Like, they're freaking out, and like the
Mhm.
TS was like capitalized. But it's like, they don't know what's happening. They're asking us what's happening. They're freaking out with us.
Yeah.
Like, I saw
Yes.
all of this like after it was all debunked, so I didn't clown with everyone. I only saw it
Mhm.
after the fact, and I was like, oh, well.
They're very much rap clowns because they clowned for rap with us like a couple years ago. We talked about this in our podcast too, how they did like a rep clown thing when we
Hmm.
were so sure that it was going to be dropped and then it didn't drop. So they are not a source. They are just Swifties, just like us.
Meggles, remember when we were low-key clowning that she was gonna announce rep at our show?
I
We're like, what
know.
if? Crazy that we even thought.
And then the fact that she played the "This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things" made
I
us
was like, oh
even
my
more
god, is it
like,
happening?
for a
No, it's not.
second
She immediately jumped and dove into the stage.
for a second, we really
Like, oh
thought,
my gosh.
"Oh,
And I guess it was also
that's
debunked
what."
that that green TS logo was AI, is what I was seeing
It was
everywhere.
AI, yeah.
Which, like, what even, like, what was the story behind that? Was that actually, like, found somewhere in the wild, or was it completely photoshopped as a picture? Did someone find that? I don't even know. Like I said, I only saw this stuff, like, after it already happened, so I don't even know where the image of this logo thing came from. Like, if anybody knows, was it actually like a mural somewhere that people found, or was it like completely photoshopped and posted? Was it ever a real mural? Like, I'm
All the Swiftie creators that we usually reference and mention as sources, they were all like, "This is probably not Taylor."
mhm.
And so I never fell for it,
I
but,
don't,
a lot of other people were.
because like it doesn't even really look like something she would create. The letters look really weird. It doesn't look like a polished logo that she would
Yeah,
post.
yeah, and it wasn't, like, popping up everywhere, it was just from one random thing. I don't know.
So I'm like, was it
I don't know.
actually on a wall somewhere in some city and people saw it? Or was it literally just a photoshopped picture that circulated and it looked like it was a mural on somewhere? If anybody knows more where it came from, I would love to know more information about it.
And then Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were mentioned in the new Simpsons movie trailer that played at D23.
What? That's so funny.
I don't know exactly what it's saying, but a part of it says we interrupt coverage of the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift bank robbery trial. So I don't know. Maybe it's like referencing Getaway Car because that's a bank robbery. And then Kylie also talked about Aunt Taylor's cats interacting with her kids. And she mentioned that, Jason, I need you to lock in here. There's cat need in this house. She still hasn't convinced him to get cat.
The kids will eventually. They'll break him down.
And then Gracie Abrams also mentioned Taylor during a recent interview. She talked about what she learned from Taylor. She said, I learned everything, but I learned on a personal level that the show always goes on no matter what. You would never know if she was sick. You would never know if her heart was aching. She's just giving it everything and doing it with grace.
Also, in the comments here, it mentions that Kylie teased a big episode coming up on September 3rd for her podcast, where she said she's gonna make it a girls' night. So I guess some people are clowning that Taylor's gonna go on Kylie's podcast. Thought I would mention that.
Oh,
This is the first time
that's
hearing
interesting.
it. I just saw it in a comment, so I'm like, might as well
Yeah.
mention it just in case. I
Mhm.
do actually really enjoy it. Every
Mhm.
clip I find scrolling of Kylie's
Yeah.
podcast, I'm like, man, I should really watch it because I thoroughly enjoy every
Mhm.
clip I've seen.
Me too.
If Taylor is on it, I will definitely be watching the whole thing.
But then she was in 2 special performances. So, the Grammy Museum hosted the Icon Sessions with Taylor Swift, a 20-year retrospective in LA. And there's a picture of the invitation as well, saying, Dear Larry, the Recording Academy Songwriters and Composers Wing is pleased to confirm your attendance for the Icon Sessions with Taylor Swift. And she did a performance for them. Everyone had to take away their phones when they went in. She did like a mashup thing. Everyone had good things to say about it.
So Taylor discussed her 20-year career, songwriting, philosophy, and everything. And then she
Mhm.
sang for a small audience of around just under 200 people. Yeah.
She accompanied herself on the piano that she toured with.
Oh, yeah, people are saying she performed with the surprise song piano.
And then also, people were saying that it was very admirable, or I don't know if that's the exact word, but that's the word that's coming to my mind. Very admirable that she stayed and talked to every single one of them.
Because it looks like there was a little reception after, and everyone got a chance to speak with her personally, which how's it feel to live my dream? Oh my god.
And then she also went to a special Emmys event. There's a picture of the Emmy invitation as well. And we'll have all this in our Discord. So definitely join the Discord so that you can see what we're talking about. But they had a surprise performance from her, and she did I Knew It, I Knew You, August, All Too Well, Cardigan, and Champagne
As a
Problems.
mashup. I can't even. Oh my god. Like, how did she mash them up? I need to know what lyrics she put with what. Like, I need to know the stories she was telling. I need to know more information. So rude.
And then that's when we got the one of the pictures of her in the black dress with the florals. So, yeah. I don't think we have any pictures of her from what she wore for the Grammys one.
Yeah, no, that one seemed
But
super under the radar. Both of these seemed because I didn't hear anything about either one until
well,
lately.
they were very limited.
Mhm.
They were very limited who was invited. I think what it is for, it's for the voters. I think it's
Mm.
like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's for the voters, what I'm guessing. I might be wrong,
Mhm.
but that's kind of what I'm assuming. And then I think that's all we have for news. It was a lot of news.
Nothing has even happened.
Yeah, we were expecting something like big to happen, and nothing big happened, but a lot of little things happened, and a lot of little things keep happening, which usually is a sign that something big is going to happen soon.
Yeah, I think something is coming. I don't know what. I'm just along for the ride
Yeah.
at this point. Something is coming. At some point. I don't know when, I don't know what.
Let us know what you think is happening, or if you have any clowning ideas, or if you are very skeptical and don't think anything is happening. That too, let us know that. Join our Discord.
I feel like I've seen people justifying like a bunch of different possible projects based off of different clues and Easter eggs. So it's like I really don't know what's coming. I feel like
Yeah.
there's been things that could back up like debut, rep, TS13,
Mhm.
something about like wedding content. There's so many things it could be. I have no idea. Which would you want it to be?
I honestly don't know. I'll
I
take
know, me
anything.
too. I'm
Take
like I would love to
anything.
know what she looked like at the wedding. I would love to see some wedding photos, but I'm also
Yes.
like rep vault tracks would be freaking really cool too. Debut TV would also be really cool, or a brand new album would also be really sick. So I'm
Yeah.
like, literally
Yeah.
anything would be cool.
I will literally be happy
A
with
new
anything.
single from
Um,
for another
yes.
random movie, a new single? That would be even cool. Music video.
A music video. Another music video from Showgirl would be awesome too, because some songs on there definitely deserve it. Father Figure. But
Yeah.
that would be such a cool music
I saw
video.
someone who like made a whole like concept of a father figure video and I was like, man, that'd be so cool. And I think it was like her doing like her dressing up as a man again and like playing both role like it would be like really it could be
Yeah.
really cool. I forget who it
Mhm.
was. But like I listened to their whole like concept video and I was like, man, that would be a sick video. I hope Taylor sees this.
I will take anything. I do really, really want probably the wedding pictures are at the top of my list just because I'm dying to see. I just want to see what her dress.
Wanna know if there was florals on the dress.
I just want to see what she looked
Yeah.
like. That's all. I don't really care what Travis looked like. I'm sorry, Travis. I just want to see the
Yeah,
bride.
I wanna see
Okay.
her outfit, and low-key, I wanna see what Adam Sandler I do wanna see what Adam Sandler was wearing at the wedding. I wanna see what their officiant looked like. Travis, oh, he was in a suit of some kind, yeah. Mm,
We know he was
yeah.
we know. We basically know what he looked like. He was in a white suit, so
There's only so
you
many
can imagine that
variations, yeah, I'm like
really yeah.
the dress, I'm like, with her concept of, like, the secret garden, it could be one of like, I'm obsessed with those, like, white wedding
Yeah.
dresses that have, like, the colorful flowers. Could be something like that, or she could have done, like, a classic white, or she could
Mhm.
have done, like, a white with, like, white floral decal somewhere in it, because it was garden themed, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I imagine she would have flowers somewhere. I wanna see what the bouquet looked like while she was walking down that, like fresh. I want to see the fresh, crisp bouquet. I just want to see her. I just want to see what she looked like. I don't even, the venue, decor, not as important. I just want to see the dress, the shoot. I just want to see her outfit, what her hair, what she did with her hair, what her
Yeah.
bangs looked like for the wedding. I want to know what she did with her bangs, because sometimes her bangs are like a little
A little much.
questionably who styled that. I want to know what her bangs looked
Mhm.
like for the wedding. Did she have her red lip on?
Yeah,
I want
that
to know. I need to know. I have questions.
but yeah, so definitely join our Discord so that you can discuss with us in there and also follow along with what we're talking about and referencing in the news. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate all our listeners. Definitely share with other Swifties if you think they would enjoy this. Don't forget to follow us on the listening platform that you choose so that you don't miss an episode. Every other week, we're doing an episode right now. So definitely follow so that you don't miss out. Next episode, we should have Jess back, and hopefully, we'll get started on the docu series unless something else happens. Yeah, stay tuned. We'll talk to you all in the next one.